video, we are going to share you our top 10 board games that we usually taking with us when traveling when we have limited luggage capacity.
And if you stay tuned till the end, we'll share with you some tips for carrying them. Coming up.
Hi everyone, hope you well. It's Stella from Meeple University. I'm joined by Tarrant.
Hello.
Welcome back to my weekly tabletop diary. Our passion here is to bring you a variety of quality board game videos. So on our channel we have a lot of overview, review, how to play, playthrough and vlog, just like this one. So if you're new here, I'm glad that you found us. Please consider subscribing to our channel and hit the bell button so you get notification of our video.
So when we're traveling together, we often want to bring some board games with us so that we have things to do on the plane, have things to do in spare time, inclement weather, and to have a little bit of familiarity with us. And so when we're traveling with our cars around Australia, we do have the luxury of bringing huge IKEA bags full of board games, and no problem with that. But what happens when we're limited to the things we can bring with us, such as when we have to bring clothes and the airline tells us we can only have a single, like the airline limits us to that. It's very mean of them.
Well, you know, these days you can always bring more luggage if you're paying more. But
Who
what
wants
happens
to
if
do
you,
that?
well, if you're going to board game conventions, of course you wanna kind of like bring as little as possible. But this is what we're gonna do. We are going to Origins fair very shortly. I think it's in about
A couple months from now.
couple months. Very exciting. But we're gonna do some traveling as well before going there. Now we have to feed our thirst of playing board games while we're traveling around America before we end up at the Origins fair. So we don't want to bring too many items because hopefully we're going to bring a lot of things from Origins, but in the meantime, for that 2 and a bit weeks, we're going to have some board game with us, especially on the plane and in spare time.
So I think the key things that are important when you're taking a game traveling, portability is an obvious one for the reasons we just said. And generally it's pretty rare that we have much table space. A lot of games tend to be played on the bed.
Or on a plane.
Or on a plane, so not a lot of space, not very comfortable. So
so the footprint, it's a small footprint.
Small footprint, ideally not too many individual bits. I mean, there's small bits in these, but ideally not too many. Not too many cards to read closely. And something that can be comfortably played in these cramped non-board gaming spaces. And
also we have a variety of board games that we're going to show you here. We're going to give you a sort of like a brief overview on what's the game's about quickly as well. And normally these games has got different categories why we include in this video. As Tarrant said earlier, it might be the portability, it might be it's light, not too many pieces. And some we do it because, you know, sometimes when you wait before you get called into a plane and you kind of like want to play something that is quick setup, quick pack up, and you can continue playing that again, you know, in a plane or your next destination. So I will actually include a few bits and pieces. And again, you know, this is if you quite a tactile person and you like to play and touch rather than otherwise you would just play something on your phone. I know that these days a lot of board games are available on your phone, on iPad and such.
And we've done that as well, and some of them work well and some of them are clunkier than you'd like. So I think having these options is always good.
So what we're going to do here, again, we're going to show you a quick overview, like a really short overview of the game, and then we're going to tell you why this game is part of our top 10. Tarrant, did you pack this?
Yeah, we might need it. Can we fit this?
Have you been in that situation where you think you need Great Western Trail, Scoville, Simurg, Tolkien, Teotihuacan, Neon Farm, and so on? You can't live without them. You will be lost without them. There are more and more board games these days with digital version that you can play on your phones. But if you still prefer tactile games, then keep watching. Hopefully, we have a better solutions for you. So, here are the top 10 games in no particular order.
First we've got Hanabi. So Hanabi plays 2 to 5 players, so it works well as a 2-player travelling game. You'll draw a number of cards each round. You can only see your opponent's cards, you can't see your own. And so it's a fun cooperative puzzle where you're giving clues to each other to try to create ascending patterns of these cards from 1 to 5. It's a really good travel game because it has a very small footprint, very easy to set up. A little co-op puzzle can be a good brain teaser while you're travelling, and it plays many times quite repeatedly and very easy.
And it's always good to have some co-op game as well when you're traveling, especially with your partner. You know, traveling is not always easy. We're tired, and it's like, okay, let's just play something that is a cooperative game rather than against each other.
Yep.
So that's our number 1. Second game we have here is Crisscross. Crisscross plays 1 to 6. Is a quick roll and write game. What you do is you roll 2 dice at the start of each round, and you need to line as many symbols as possible next to each other in rows or columns to score the most points. It has segregated fields to it. Why we like this? It is a small game, very small footprint, easy to pick up and set up, pack in a hurry, and can play in sort of like flexible number of players is good.
Yeah.
And we found that with this one, this actually happens when we were waiting for boarding. We're just playing this because it's really easy when you're ready. Like they say that we almost need to go into our plane. We just pack up and go.
Yep. Yeah, very low footprint roll and write game.
Yep.
Works very effectively.
My plan is actually to laminate this so that we just bring the whiteboard markers, in replace of the dry erase board, and we can just reuse one, so we don't have to bring the pads next time.
Third, we have The Stars Align. It's a 2-player game. It's an abstract game where you're drawing cards each turn. They'll give you a Tetris figure, and you'll be attempting to line up your colour of star onto a horizontal grid, and the first player to score 5 points wins. It's an effective travel game because it comes in a bag. You can stick it in your pocket if you want. It's very easy to carry around, very small footprint, and a nice quick little abstract game to keep the mind going.
What you shouldn't do while playing this game, like Tarrant accidentally did, was thinking that this is not attached to the bag. Well, we used the bag as the main board, and he was thinking, oh, this looks interesting, it's probably part of the rules. So what happened? We were in the middle of the game, and he just took this.
Yes.
He flipped the board!
Inadvertent board flip.
Yes. So that's The Stars Align. Really easy. Play on the plane. It fits the plane tray for sure. I've actually seen people sending photos somewhere in social medias playing The Stars Align on a plane. Games number 4 is Codename Stuart. Codename Stuart is a cooperative 2-player Codenames version. Each player has their own set of words that they're trying to get their partner to guess. Number of guesses are limited by sets of clues depending on the scenarios. Why do we like this game? Again, cooperative game is always good when traveling, and this game can be played many times easily. This is one of our favorite go-to games.
Yep. It has a travel theme. It's got a map here that represents all of the different scenarios.
Yep.
And it does have a little bit of a bigger footprint than an aeroplane. It's probably and you need to be facing each other, so it's not an aeroplane game, but hotel room game.
Yeah. This is all not necessarily even for traveling. We play this all the time when we feel like doing some cooperative fun game, and then after that yell each other if we couldn't guess each other's clues right. I'm kidding. So, Codename Stuart is a really good travel game.
Our fifth one is Tiny Epic Galaxies. So it plays 1 to 5. Players are trying to gain control of certain planets in order to gain those benefits and their victory points. to take the actions in the common area and so on. So it's players building up their resources, trying to maximize their efficiency, and it's a lead and follow game which lets players act on other people's moves. It's got dice rolling but also manipulation, and the game end triggers when someone hits 21 points, and the highest score wins the game. So why is this a good travel game? I mean, all the tiny epic games are nice and compact, but this is the simplest of the games, the easiest to just pull out and play for us. So, when we don't want to get into anything too heavy on a trip, this one works very well. It doesn't burst forth from the box like the others as well. So it's got a moderate number of components and easy to carry around.
It's quite replayable as well with the type of things that you can do. Works well with 2 players, definitely. We've played with 2 players, 3, 4, plays up to 5. Yeah, I think we have played with 5 as well. We've played this many times in our traveling days. We have the expansions as well, which we still actually haven't played. Hopefully this time traveling we'll probably try that. But everything, even the expansion, all fits in this box if you want. So all really compact. I don't know if it plays in a plane, but in a hotel rooms, on a table, restaurant, cafe.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think it's probably got a few too many little pieces for a plane. I wouldn't want to drop one. I fear that would be lost forever. So
so that's Tiny Epic Galaxies. Minties? Well, the 6th game is Midworks. Midworks plays 1 to 4. It is a simple worker placement efficiency game. Players trying to assign workers, collecting star symbols in building, and building their tableau or engine building. Game end triggers when any player has 7 or more stars. Player with the most stars wins. Why do we include this game? It is a strategy game with relatively small footprint. Comes in a tin box that fits in, maybe not my pocket, but my handbag or Tarrant's pocket. And
pocket game.
It has got relatively small footprints. The cards are really, it's really easy game. It's really like quick taking it out and putting it together. And well, this, as long as no one mistakenly lists this as mints. So
the dangers of gaming.
Well, this is why we we include Midworks. There's another one as well, Mid Deliveries, which is also quite well played, but we used to this one. This is the first one that came out. And you like this game as well?
Yes, it's quick and simple, and it fits that little light holiday niche very well.
And that's Midworks.
7th we have Jaipur. So Jaipur is specifically a 2-player game. You're collecting and selling goods as fast as you can, trying to get better rates than your opponents. So you've got to watch your opponents and anticipate their moves. And ultimately, when the coins you get to a certain number, the end of the game is going to trigger. And the player with the most points win.
It's an easy go-to game.
Easy game. The components, these coins are relatively big, so they're not as losable as some other small game components would be. Easy to set up. Doesn't require too much footprint. Again, it's probably not an aeroplane game, but it's a simple hotel room game. Quick and fun.
And highly replayable as well. And you can either do the goods or you can do the camel strategy and trying to collect camels. So it's a fun sort of like trading, competing game. We play this a lot already in our travel. So that's Jaipur. All My Goods plays 2 to 4 players. They program their actions at the start of the round to collect factories in their tableau for some engine building. Collecting goods, get the objectives before your opponents. Player with the most points from building and objective cards wins. Why do we bring this? This is tableau building. Of course, we always like tableau building type of game, engine building. It seems like almost all tableau building has got high replayability. However, most tableau building needs a lot of table space. Now, I feel like this one, it does need some space, but it's basically just cards. So components is really simple. It's basically Just the cards.
Yeah, very small box.
And compact.
It's probably a larger table space than any of the others that we've shown here.
Yep.
But yeah, it's very compact, and for a game that just comes on cards, it's got a nice level of strategy.
Yep.
If we want something a little more in-depth for our holiday.
We play at cafe, restaurant easily when we're waiting for something. There's another reason at night we sometimes just tired. I know that we probably somewhere overseas or interstate, but we don't usually go out to pubbing. So sometimes we're tired, just want to stay in the hotel or going for a nice meal or casual meal where they let us play games. So that is all my goods.
The 9th game we have is Parade, and so Parade plays 2 to 6 players, but we feel it works best with 2. There's a little bit more strategy with 2. And it's a hand management game where you're trying to minimise the number of cards you pick up off the table. Player with the lowest score wins over the course of the game. So it's very replayable. The rules are very easy. The strategy it's not the super deepest strategy, but it's got a nice level of depth to it for a quick 2-player game.
Yep.
It takes a lot of lineal space.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've only got 2 aeroplane tables next to each other, there's a limit to how far you can go.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't take a lot of vertical space, and so it works well in both of those contexts.
You're going to see though, sometimes we do this, so it actually limits the table space. So when it expanded a little bit to whatever I say for this one, so it doesn't actually go too far. We do need to put the cards that we use in front of us. So it's overall, as Tarrant said, linear table space. It's really quick. Tarrant likes more control. That's why you think it is best for 2 players. I've played this 2 players, 3 or more.
I played up to 6.
Yeah. So it was fine and a little bit more chaotic, which you actually don't like because you can't really think ahead. While I probably can't really think ahead that much. So I kind of enjoy the chaotic part of it. We both enjoy it. So that's correct. And last but not least, our 10th game is 7 Wonder Duel. 7 Wonder Duel is a 2-player game. Essentially, is an icon matching game. The 2-player version of 7 Wonders is 7 Wonders Duel. Players collect cards in their tableau to try to get the next card from the existing ones. Combats in military strength. Points come from cards and building wonders in their tableau. Players with the most points win, or absolute military strength, or 6 to 7 unique different sets of the scientific symbols. Why you like this game? This is actually one of Tarrant's favorite games.
It's one of my favourite 2-player games. I think it is one of the most popular 2-player games out there.
Yeah.
It's got a little table space with the tiny cards that they've got, but you've got a good level you've got that 7 Wonders level of depth to the different directions you can go and the ways that can fold into victory. It's got lots of flexibility.
And you do need to get some table space, so you need to put the cards in that sort of pyramid style or inverted pyramid configuration. So that is, but it's not that very much. The cards is quite small, it's smaller than the 7 Wonder cards.
Yeah.
And it plays, really well, good strategy, highly replayable. It's quite compact as well in this box. Of course, the box has got some insert.
The box has a big insert that really makes the box is a lot bigger than it needs to be for the components that come with this game, but that just works in our favour. Yeah,
because of what we are going to show you soon. Anyway, that's our top 10 games. There might also be other games that you think is a good traveling game that we haven't actually included in this video. That's probably because we haven't played the game. So please write in the comment sections below if you have a game that you think is also a good game for traveling that maybe we can look into.
Well, these are small. Can we fit these?
Possibly, but I might have a better idea. Now for the tips. We're going to show you how we usually carrying all these games with us when traveling. Good work! If you have any thoughts and comments, feedback, please write in the comment sections below. Look forward to see your comments and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. If you like this video, please let us know by, as Tarrant said, hitting the like button. And if you want to join our Facebook group to share your love of board games, check out Meeple University Community Group on Facebook.
And finally, please consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already done so. You can click on the Meeple up in the corner to do so, or you can also click the bell button for some notifications.
Well, that's it about us. Hopefully you enjoy our video and hopefully the tips are handy for you. And until next week.